Time for Loren Reads to You. Today we're reading The Bedtime Killer by me, Loren Malloy. So sit back, enjoy, make sure you're subscribing, and make sure you're comfy, and let's get into this. This is Chapter 1 of The Bedtime Killer by Loren Malloy. Was that a noise outside your window, or a shadow on your blind, and you lie there naked like a body in a tomb? Suspended animation as I slip quietly into your room. A quote from Night Prowler from AC/DC. And that was put in as part of the mindset of this villain. Chapter 1. No one ever notices the landscaper. Sometimes you'll hear, "The landscapers are here," but that's it. No one follows the guys around. We are allowed in every backyard without a thought. No one wants to get to know who cuts their grass. No one asks their landscapers about their families. We come in, do our job, and leave. No one cares or misses us when we're gone. No one pays enough attention to even remember how many guys showed up to mow their lawns. No one ever pays attention to how many guys leave their property either. If the racket has stopped, the lawn guys must be gone. It's always the same reasoning, and it's always the same level of interest. That's why I chose this profession. No one ever notices the landscapers. I could be at one of these rich people's houses for hours, cutting the grass, trimming and edging the bushes, clearing the weeds, and still, they never notice me. Money is always left in a designated location. Barbecues, under doormats, mailboxes, anywhere that the customer thinks is safe as long as they don't have to mingle with a lowly landscaper like me. It's amazing how little people ever notice me. I could be right outside their bathroom window watching their teenage daughter trim her hedge while I trim the hedges outside that same bathroom window. She doesn't notice me watching her lather up in the shower, but I notice her. Oh yes, how I notice her. The hedges came out particularly choppy that first day. The owners never noticed, and I didn't care. He thought, sitting in his work truck staring at his client's house. It was perfect for him. They were always too busy to notice a lowly landscaper. Horace spent many days standing outside customers' windows. He loved his alone time with his ladies. That's what he called his lovers. He learned their schedules so he could time out which houses would have the best shows for Horace's viewing pleasures. He loved shower time. Summer in Georgia equaled a lot of showers, and as long as he left the lawnmower mowing and running in the background, no one could hear him moaning outside their windows. Each time he got to be alone with one of his ladies was priceless to him. He was so honored they all worked together to allow such a seamless schedule. He knew his ladies loved him. They loved to please him with their shows and displays of affection. His lovers knew exactly how he liked it too. They all knew that for him to be satisfied, they needed to act like they don't know he's there. They need to just let him watch the very intimate things they do during the day, such as showering, exercising, and even getting dressed and undressed. They understood it was the act of doing these things for him, in front of him, showed their constant commitment to their relationship with him. Every week there they were, showing their love for him, being part of this private act between them. Their bond was so strong that no words were ever needed. He and his ladies loved and enjoyed their weekly intimate interactions. Each day he visited one of his lovers, and like clockwork, there his lover would be waiting to please him. Today, it was time for hot Mrs. Clemens to take her bath. Horace was ready and waiting with little Horace in hand for the upcoming occasion. "Come on now, Betsy, it's time for your bath." Almost as if Betsy heard Horace, she came into the bathroom, glass of wine in one hand and a book in another. The master bath was connected to her bedroom. Betsy, as usual, was without a robe, pretending to be completely unaware Horace was there outside her window, watching. Usually, her entrance into the bathroom was enough to get his motor revving hard. But today, it didn't excite him as if when it had in the past. Throughout the whole bathing experience, Horace tried to get excited, tried to revive that engine, but nothing. Little Horace seemed to be in a coma today. What the fuck is that all about? Horace thought at little Horace. We love hot Betsy and her luxurious bath time. This had started to be happening occasionally. At first, it was just once every 6 months or so, and then it was every few months. Now, it seemed to be happening more and more often these days than ever before. Betsy used to drive him wild. That long scarlet red hair, those full lips, and those long sun-kissed tan legs. She was early 30s and married to a very prominent plastic surgeon that was always much too busy with clients to be home much. She didn't seem to care as long as he did any procedures for her. Botox, liposuction, breast implants, whatever she wanted, she got. Because of it, Horace got to reap the benefits. She usually filled him with such an incredible surge of lust and excitement, but today, nothing. Something was wrong. He felt extremely frustrated and volatile. He needed this. Betsy's bath time calmed his rage and brought him the relief he and little Horace always needed. It was the third time this week one of his lovers didn't bring him pleasure. He zipped up the comatose little Horace and gathered up all his equipment. He drove off to the next house. Chantel will make it all better. She has never failed him. He drove the 10 minutes to the Richardsons' house. Chantel should just getting home from her dance lesson and would need her usual shower before she got ready to drive back to the college for her night classes. Horace was so proud of his lover, Chantel. He had been cheering her on with her college stuff since she first began her first year towards working towards her associate degree. Now, she was almost done with her PhD in physics. Horace scurried around the Richardsons' property and turned the mower on. He kindly climbed the trellis to her second-story window, where he always perched and got lost in his Chantel. Horace got comfortable in his usual spot on the ledge as Chantel walked in, like clockwork, into the bathroom, still in her ballet leotard. As she peeled the outfit off and undressed in front of his eyes, he waited for his usual chill of lust to shiver down his body. Nothing happened. Horace froze. Damn it! Not again. Not with Chantel, Horace thought, fueled by pure frustration. Chantel stood in front of her full-length mirror, staring at her young, supple, naked body. Horace was usually very pleased with himself at this point, at least once by now, but little Horace seemed to be determined to stay in a coma. Not one of his ladies excited him that day. Horace zipped up and quickly left as he was no longer able to hide his rage and anger at the comatose little Horace. He was so angry, so frustrated, he started to punch his steering wheel over and over again, screaming obscenities at it. As he drove home in his rusted maroon pickup truck to his tiny squalor of a place, he started to think, maybe he just needed to take their relationship to the next level. That's what it is. He needed to get closer and more intimate with his lovers. An image of a dirty, sleazy-looking caravan on the side of a dark, desolate highway flashed in his mind so violently it hurt and made him very lightheaded. Horace shook his head, trying to clear the feeling from him. He blinked several times, trying to clear his vision before starting to drive again. Good thing that happened at a stop sign, Horace thought. That is chapter 1 of The Bedtime Killer by me, Loren Malloy. I hope you enjoy. If you'd like to get this book for yourself, please, you can find it on Amazon, along with the rest of my 20-plus books. Make sure you're subscribing to my YouTube, Spotify, and wherever else you're hearing or seeing this. And make sure you're following the playlist, because I will be reading the rest of this book chapter by chapter for you. So, I hope you enjoy.